that we can be saved from these type of attacks. In this video, we are going to talk about to set up our lab environment. For that, we need to install our operating system. So we are going to talk about our operating systems. We can install, there are multiple flavors of operating systems which we can use for penetration testing. There's Kali Linux, Parrot Security OS, Samurai Web Testing Framework. So we can use any of the flavors. More or less, all of these Linux operating system contains the same tools which we are going to use. But for our purpose, we are going to use Kali Linux. And by the way, these tools are not related to the operating system. You can download these tools on any other Linux distribution as well. But there are some good guys who did this, who created this operating system and compiled these softwares. So we can just download one operating system and get all the penetration testing tools at one site. So we are going to use Kali Linux for our purpose, uh, and yeah, we can. There are two methods through which we can install our operating system. First of all, our default method on which we can install our operating system on any physical device, on any physical machine, and we can install operating system on it. And the second method is creating virtual machine. Now I'm going to tell you about virtual machines. Virtual machines are similar to physical machines, and they are created on a physical machine, of course, but they are virtual. And you can have multiple virtual machines on a single physical machine. They are confined, of course. You can, if you make any mistake uh, during your testing, or during you are doing some changes into the operating system, or changes into any operating system files, and you messed up with any file, you can uh, you can redo these things again. We will see how we can create snapshots as well, and you can have multiple machines on a single system as well, and they are easy to install. To create a virtual machine, you need a virtual software. There are two softwares available. One is paid and one is free. We are going to use a free version, that's VirtualBox, and we are going to install that VirtualBox. And on that software, we are going to install our operating system. So let's just download VirtualBox. Uh, This is the site. I have provided the link in the resources, so you can download it according to your operating system, your physical operating system which you are using on your physical machine. So I'm using Windows, so I'll download the Windows version. And let me cancel out this because I have already downloaded it. And the second thing which we are going to need is our operating system, of course. So we are using Kali, as I told you before, as our penetration testing OS. So let's just also click on this link, and you can see over here I have already opened that link, and you can download according to your virtual software. So they have created images for VMware as well as VirtualBox. So we are going to use VirtualBox. So let me download that as well. And let me cancel out because I have already downloaded it. And in the next video we are going to install our virtual box as well as our operating system. In this video, first we are going to install our virtual software, that's VirtualBox, and then later we will also install our operating system. So let's just double click it and install it. You just have to do next, and it's recommended that you keep all these things as it is. If you want to change the directory, you can change the directory, of course, but I'll keep the directory as it is, and I'll do next, and again I'll do next. So I'll get all these, I'll get the icon on desktop and in menu as well, and proceed with the installation now. Yes, and install. So it's going to take few minutes. And the installation is done successfully. Here is our virtual box. So now we are going to install our operating system on it. So let me close it first, and let me open the directory in which I have Kali Linux. So all we have to do is just double click, and you just have to do import, and again it will take few minutes to import. All right, so we have imported our Kali operating system successfully. So before starting our operating system, let's just view our settings first. So over here we can change the name of our machine, which will reflect over here. So I'll keep it as it is, and if I move to advanced section, uh, there is a there is a location for our snapshots. I'm going to tell you about snapshots in the next video. So, and there's a description about our operating system. They have also provided the username and password. So when we will start our machine, we have to enter our username and password, which is provided over here. And if I move to system, the default RAM is 2 MB, which I'm sorry 2 GB, which I'm going to increase it to 4 GB, I suppose. Yeah, 4096, which is equal to 4 GB. I'll keep the display setting as it is, storage as it is, audio as it is, and for network, for now we will use bridge adapter, which is going to create a direct connection with your access point which you are using. We can also create a virtual network, which I am going to talk about in later videos. uh, so yeah, that's it. So we can do OK, and in the next video we will click on this start button, and then we will start our operating system and see the functionalities, and we will see the first look of our operating system. So in this video we are going to set up same Kali Linux machine for VMware. So this video is for those people who are using VMware as their virtual software, and if you are not using VMware, you can skip this video. So I'll just select our Kali machine and I'll open it with VMware Workstation. So yeah, I'll just click on import and it will start import. So again, it will take few minutes to import. So the import is done successfully. And before starting our Kali machine, let's just view the settings. Over here, there is a description. And when we will start our machine, we have to put our username and password, which is provided over here. So let's just edit the virtual machine settings. And of course, we can increase the RAM from 2 GB to 4 GB, which I'm going to do it right now. And the processors, I'm going to make it one processor, and hard disk is 80 GB, which is fine. And for network adapter setting, we are going to use bridge connection, which is directly connected to our physical network. The connection which we are using as our access point, it will provide an IP over the bridge connection. So we'll get direct IP from our access point into our Kali machine. In the future videos, we are going to create virtual network as well. So the other settings are fine. So let's just click OK. And in the next video, we are going to see the first look of our operating system, and we will see what functionalities we have over here and what tools we can use for penetration testing. So I have just clicked on the start button and the operating system is just started, and over here we have to type our username, which is provided in the description, which I have shown you before. So the username is root and the password is reverse TOOR, and starting the Kali machine now. So this is the first look of Kali machine. We are going to spend our most of the time over here. So there's a start bar like Windows. The only difference is the taskbar is at the top, and if I click on applications, uh, so as you can see, all the tools which we are going to use in our penetration testing are divided into multiple categories. So like if we are doing information gathering, the tools are in the information gathering section, or wireless attacks or reverse engineering exploit tools. So these are the tools which we are going to use in our penetration testing. So let's just click it. And the second important thing is the terminal. Most of the tools which we are going to use are command line based, so we are going to use it to through this terminal. So after, and the one more important thing is after the first installation, you should do apt get update and apt get upgrade. So in that way you will get all the updated tools and updated repositories into your machine. I'm not going to do it right now, but you should do it, and it will take a while to update. So I'm just canceling it, and as you can see over here the places, so over here you can see the file structure. If I click on computer, you can see that this is the main area. From here we can see the root folder, as well as if I double click on root folder, we can see the desktop folder, and this is the desktop folder, and over here we have only one file. So this is the first look of Kali machine, and in the later videos when we are going to use tools, when we will do our penetration testing, we will further see the things which are available in Kali Linux. So in this video we are going to talk about snapshots. So snapshots are the points, restore points, where you can restore your operating system. So suppose if you made some mistake in operating system file or any of the tools which you are using, and you want to reverse that thing, you need to create a snapshot for that. So let's just first create snapshot so you can get a better idea. So I'll just click on my machine tools after selecting my Kali operating system, and there is snapshots option, and let's just create uh, a snapshot and call it start. So this is our first snapshot, and let's just start our machine. So our machine is started, and let's just create a dummy file on desktop. Let's just type some text, and let's just save it on desktop. Let's just call it test file, and the file is saved. And let's just suppose this is our operating system file, and we made some terrible mistake into this file. So let's just shut down our operating system. We can do it through terminal as well. So we just have to type shutdown, and with H option and 0. So our machine is shut down. So let's just double click the start snapshot which we have created, and we can restore our start snapshot which we created few seconds ago. And it's just asking us, are you about to restore your snapshot? Let's just create restore, and it's just giving us option to create another snapshot of our current state. So let's just call it current state. So let's just click it OK. So we have just created another snapshot of our current state, and we have another snapshot before creating the test file. So let's just click on restore, and let's just again start our machine. So as you can see, the file which we created, the test file, is no longer over here, and we have just successfully restored the snapshot of our state before creating that file. And if you want to go back to that current state, you can do it as well. You just have to create you just have to click on restore on the current state which we have saved before moving to this state. So you can do that thing as well. Let me show you how you can do it. So let's just shut down our machine first. So this is the current state which we saved before moving to start state. We can restore this state as well. We just have to click restore, and then we have to start our Kali machine, and then we will see that file which we created before moving to start state. So this is how you create snapshots. So before making any major change in your Kali machine, you must create snapshot so that you have a backup, and you can restore that backup if you make some mistakes. So that's a good thing to make snapshots, and it will make your life easier. So now we are going to talk about wireless network. So first of all, let's see what is a network. Network is the combination of basically one or more devices connected to a single resource to get data from anywhere. That could be internet or intranet. So in wireless network, these devices are connected wirelessly. So that's why it's called a wireless network. And in wireless network, there is a single access point, as you can see in the diagram over here. And that access point is connected to the internet, and all the other devices are connected to that access point. And each of the device has given a unique IP address within this network. So this is a very simple network. So each of the device connected with this access point will have a unique IP address. So this IP address, like 192.168.1.101, this IP address is related to only this machine over here, and no other machine in this network will have the same IP address. And the request, for example, if the PC which has the IP 192.168.1.100 will request any site, so that request will first go into the router or access point, and that router will forward that request to the internet and get that response back from internet, and then this router will transfer that information to that specific machine only. So this is how the wireless internet works, and all the data transfer in the form of packets. So whatever request you make, like for the site or viewing anything, all the requests are made in the form of packets. So this is how wireless network works. And why wireless security is important? This is the main question. So wireless is everywhere, in offices, in home, in hotels, in coffee shops, everywhere. So this is why we need to talk about wireless security. And the biggest challenge in wireless security is, how would you protect something which you cannot see? So the problems in wireless network is, wireless can extend from the boundaries of your four walls. So like right now in my room, there are multiple wireless networks. So few are my own and few are coming from neighbors, and this is how wireless works basically. So my wireless connection signals might go outside of my house and might go to my neighbors, and it's very difficult to locate hackers in wireless network, and hacker can be far away using directional antenna to hack into your system. So the biggest challenge in wireless security is, you cannot stop your signals from going outside of your home. So and hackers can be and can be far away, like I told you before. And we will see how we can use directional antenna in the coming videos, and see how you can increase signal by using DBI antennas. And I'm going to tell you about these DBI antennas in later videos. So this is how wireless, these are the problems in wireless network basically. So now we'll talk about the requirements for this course. These are the hardware requirements. So you need access point, at least one access point, and two wireless system. One is victim machine and one will be attacker machine. It's not necessary that victim machine should be a laptop. You can use phone or any wireless device. And the last thing you need is a wireless adapter card. So it's not necessary that you use alpha wireless card. You can use any other wireless card as well. In the later videos, when we will use Raspberry Pi to attack wireless systems, we will use low voltage wireless adapters. So if you have alpha card, that's great, but if you don't have, you can use any wireless card. So now we are going to connect our wireless adapter. So let's just do it. By the way, your built-in Wi-Fi, which is built in your laptop, will not work as a wireless in virtual machine. It will work as a wired connection. So remember, when we set up our virtual machine, we set up network as bridge so that we get direct connection from our access point. So your virtual machine will not detect that as a wireless connection. It will always detect your built-in Wi-Fi as a wired connection. So remember, that's the most important point. And now let me open my terminal. So as you can see over here, let me type if, ifconfig, and over here you can see that Ethernet 0, we are getting IP which is directly connected to my access point. Uh, so now let me plug in my Wi-Fi adapter. So I have just plugged in, and let's just clear out, and let's just do it if config one more time. And as you can see, now we have got our WLAN 0, which is a wireless connection, and over here you can see that we are getting Wi-Fi. Of course, it is not connected right now, but we are getting the functionality of Wi-Fi. So you can see this, and let me do if config. So over here you can see the details. It is IEEE 802.11, which I'm going to explain when we will do frequency, when we will touch the frequency topic. So I'm going to explain this, what is 802.11. So now we are going to discuss wireless adapter modes. So basically there are two modes, managed and monitor. In managed mode, which is a default mode, you will only receive packets that are sent to your device. Let me repeat that again. So your default mode is managed mode, and you will only receive the packets which are sent to your device. And in Wi-Fi hacking, we need to know all the packets which are floating into the air. So for that, we need to convert that managed mode into monitor mode, so that you can receive all the packets which are floating into the air. So let me show it to you how you can see your, let me clear out, how you can see your Wi-Fi adapter mode. So let me do if config, and here you can see that WLAN 0 is connected. So I'll do IW config WLAN 0. So as you can see, right now my default mode is managed, right? So we will see how we can convert that managed mode into monitor mode. Let me move back to the slides again. Enable monitor mode on wireless adapter. So there are three methods to enable monitor mode. So you have to try out all these three methods and see which one works for you. For me, all the three methods are working perfectly fine. But sometime what happened is your device is not compatible with your operating system, so that might cause issue. So you have to try all three methods and see what method suits best to your device and to your operating system. So let's just try the first method and see that works. So let me move to my Kali machine. So let's just clear out and do Aircrack-ng start WLAN 0. Let's just clear out and do iwconfig. So as you can see, our manage mode is now converted to monitor mode, and it has also changed the name of WLAN 0 to WLAN 0 mon, which is a virtual name it has given, so that we can remember that right now we are in monitor mode. So this is how you can convert to your monitor mode. This is the method one. And suppose if that method don't work for you, all you have to do is if config WLAN 0 mon, and let me unplug my Wi-Fi adapter and plug it again so that I can show you the second method. Let me just clear out and check out. It will take second to again connect. So let me do one more time. Now it's connected. So first of all, you have to do Aircrack-ng and you have to do check kill. So it will kill the services which might get conflict with the monitor mode. So it will kill those services. So as you can see, these services, it has shut down these services, and now I can again do start WLAN 0, and again it has converted on monitor mode, as you can see over here. So let me show you the third method, which is a manual method. So let me check out my device WLAN 0. As you can see, now we will convert that WLAN 0 into monitor mode manually. So first of all, we have to make it down, WLAN 0 down, and then we have to do iwconfig. Let me just first clear out my screen, and we have to do iwconfig WLAN 0 mode equals monitor and hit enter. So it will not show you anything, but it will convert that WLAN 0 into monitor mode. Let me show it to you. So as you can see, it has just converted that WLAN 0 to monitor mode, but it will not change that name WLAN 0 because we have done it through manual method. So it will keep that WLAN 0 name as it is. So these are the three methods which we can use to convert managed mode into monitor mode, and then we can use that monitor mode for further sniffing. So now we are going to talk about the wireless frequency ranges. So WLAN operates in different frequency bands. So 8.4 gigahertz, 3.6 gigahertz, and 5 gigahertz. These are the three bands in which WLAN can operate. And if you check your access point or your wireless adapter, on it, it will surely written the number on which it operates. So for example, on my Wi-Fi adapter uh, can only operate on BG, which is 802.11b and G, and it lies in the 8.4 gigahertz frequency. So these are the three frequency bands in which WLAN can operate, and in each frequency there are multiple channels. So these frequency ranges are further divided into channels, and every country has allowed frequency and channels. But the best part is we can overcome these policies which are applied according to the countries. But you have to understand this scenario in which WLAN works. So let me repeat that again. So there are three frequency ranges in which WLAN operates, which is 2.4, 3.6 and 5 gigahertz. Your access point can be on one frequency, and it will only support that one frequency. It could be 2.4, it could be 3.6, and it could be 5 gigahertz. It depends on your hardware, access point hardware, and it also depends on your location, in which country you are located. So you have to check it out that. Secondly, I have told you that we can overcome this, but it depends on your hardware. If that hardware supports 5 gigahertz and your country only allowed 2.4 gigahertz, but according to your hardware, we can change that frequency, of course. So as you can see over here, this is a frequency band of 2.4 gigahertz channel. So over here you can see there are 14 channels. In each in 2.4 frequency there are 14 channels. So your Wi-Fi access point can be on one channel at a time. It could be on channel 1 or it could be on channel 2. There are 14 channels, so it could be on any channel, but at the given interval of time it will be on one channel, and it will only support that one channel. So WLAN frequencies, allowed frequencies. So as you can see, this is a image from Wikipedia. So these are the channels. Uh, these are the 14 channels in 2.4 gigahertz, and as you can see, from channel 1 till channel 11 are allowed in North America, but channel 12 and but from channel 12 till channel 14 are not allowed in North America, but all the channels are allowed in Japan and most of the world. So this depends on your location as well, as I told you before. So wireless adapter can be on one channel at a time, and wireless adapter should have capacity to operate in given range. So eh, as I told you, if your hardware supports 5 gigahertz and your country only allows 2.4, we can surely overcome that because your hardware supports that functionality. So let's just do a demo of sniffing now. Let me switch to my Kali machine. So over here, let me do fconfig, and WLAN 0 is connected as always. And let me just clear out, and let me just convert that WLAN 0 to monitor mode, which you can do now. So I have just converted my WLAN 0 to monitor mode, and now let's just sniff out the air over here. So let me do aerodum WLAN 0 mon. So first of all, we converted our WLAN 0 to monitor mode, and now we will sniff the wireless networks around us. So let me just make it little big so as you can see. So as you can see, there are so many networks around us, and we can not only see their names, which are called SSIDs, but we can see their MAC address, which is BSSID. We will further look into these other columns in the later video, but as you can see, we can sniff the air around us, and we can see all the networks, and we can see the details of these networks. So let me move to my slides again. So the important thing to remember in this video is there are multiple frequencies, which are three frequencies of course, in which your WLAN operates. And your WLAN will only support one frequency and one channel at a given period of time. So, and there are multiple channels in single frequency band. So in 2.4 gigahertz, we have 14 channels, and your Wi-Fi adapter or wireless access point will be on single channel at a time. So these are the concepts you have to remember, which are very important concept in wireless security. In this video, we are going to talk about media access control, or MAC address for short. Media access control address or MAC address is a hardware address that uniquely identifies each system on a network. So what does that mean? So basically, every Wi-Fi adapter or access point will have a unique MAC address which is provided by their manufacturer company. So for example, TP-Link will provide a MAC address for their devices, and each MAC address will be unique for each device. So basically, this is a fixed address which we cannot change. However, through some tools we can provide a layer of fake MAC address which we can use to hide our identity. So when we will do some attacks in which we have to hide our identity, we can use this tool to change our MAC address. Similarly, we will see if access point has a whitelist of MAC address, so only MAC address which are allowed in access point can only join that access point. We will see how we can change our MAC address and join that access point. We will see those in later videos. This is the same concept as blacklist. So if your MAC address is blacklisted, you can change your MAC address and you can again join that access point. We will see those things in the later videos when we will see how we can do attack on access point. So right now let me show you how we can change our MAC address. So let me switch to my Kali machine and let me plug in my wireless adapter. Let's just check it. So over here you can see this is the MAC address which is given by my manufacturer. So we will change that MAC address. So the tool we will use to change MAC address is called MAC changer, and let's just to help to check further options. So all the options are available over here. Let's just change and see how we can change the MAC address. So first of all we have to make our wireless adapter down, and we will use MAC changer, and we will do a random MAC address for now. You can choose custom MAC addresses as well, uh, but I'll do random just to make it simple. And we have to give the wireless adapter name. So as you can see, this was my previous MAC address, and now my new MAC address is this. So it has provided a fake layer of MAC address over the original MAC address. Let me do if config. I should do if config WLAN 0 up, and now I'll do if config WLAN 0. So the MAC address is changed now. Sometime what happen is this MAC changer don't work, or if you are using Android phone or some other Linux flavor in which MAC changer is not available, so you can do this thing manually as well through if config, because if config is available in every Linux distribution. Even it's available in Android as well. You have to download uh, terminal application to use if config, but it's available in Android as well. So let me do a manual change on MAC address. So let me show you the manual method as well. For that we have to first check our WLAN 0, and let's just do it WLAN 0 down, and again if config WLAN 0 HW is for hardware, and we have to type this ether, and let's just keep that digits as it is, and let me change the last two digits to 11, or whatever you can change the MAC address. I'm just changing the last two digits, but you can change the complete MAC address as well, just to give you an example. And let me hit enter. So I'll do if config WLAN 0 up, and let's just check our MAC address now. So this was our previous MAC address, and this is our new MAC address. So we successfully changed our MAC address manually as well. So this is how you change your MAC address manually. In this video, we are going to talk about access point and the concept of beacon frames. So access point has SSID, which is called service set identifier. So each access point has a name. So when you see your uh, laptop or your smartphone, you will see a list of names of access point. These are basically SSIDs. And when you turn off your laptop or your Wi-Fi of your smartphone, uh, you can suddenly see many access points in your vicinity. So how that happens basically? So here comes the concept of beacon frames or broadcast frames, as you can say. So each access point in your vicinity sends out these beacon frames periodically to tell its presence. So basically each access point tell its presence in its vicinity so that your device knows which access points are available, and you can see those access points basically. So let me show you a real quick example. Let me move into my Kali machine. Let's just first convert our wireless adapter to monitor mode. So by now you should be comfortable doing monitor mode. So I have just converted my wireless adapter to monitor mode, as you can see. So let's just start Wireshark. And Wireshark is basically a packet capture tool. So we will capture packets on WLAN 0 mon, which is the monitor interface. So let's just start it and let's just stop it. So over here you can see many beacon frames. Let me select any of these frames and let me show you what's available in this packet. So we can see the SSID name, which is this, and we can see other details as well. So we can see that this access point is currently on channel 11, and we can see further details as well. So we can see the length of SSIDs as well, which is important when we will do WPA attack. So, and over here you can see the encryption method as well. So this is operating on WPS encryption. So okay, so now we will create a fake access point using beacon frames, and we will use a tool called MDK3, and by using that tool we will create a fake access point. So let's just do it. So let me move into my Kali machine. So first of all we have to convert our card on monitor mode, which we already did. So we are on monitor mode. So let's just do MDK3 and help. So there are many options available. We will see those options later when we will do further advanced attack. But for now, let's just create a fake access point just to make our concept clear. So we will do MDK3. So let's just create a fake access point using MDK3, and we have to type our monitor mode interface with option B and N, and let's just give this access point fake AP name. So let's just hit enter. So what this tool did is just created a fake access point using our Wi-Fi adapter, and it's just broadcasting different MAC addresses with this fake ID access point on different channels. So if I move into my Windows machine, so over here you can see a fake AP with open authentication method. So this is how we create a fake access point, and in later videos we will see how we can create an access point and uh, use this access point for man in the middle attacks. We will see those things in advanced section. So what we have learned, so we can spoof 802.11 beacon frame very easily. So there is no security mechanism available in beacon frames, and all the text in beacon frames are plain text. There is no encryption method. So we saw that we can see the channel name and we can see the SSID, all those details in beacon frames very easily using Wireshark. So these are the weak points in wireless method, and we will see how we can further exploit these things in advanced section. In this video, we are going to talk about packet sniffing. So for packet sniffing, our card should be in monitor mode, and the tool which we are going to use for packet sniffing is called AeroDump-ng. And AeroDump-ng is a packet capturing tool of raw 802.11 frames. You can further know about this tool on this link which I have provided in the resources. So let me move into my Kali machine first. Let me open my terminal. So I'll do if config, and as you can see, I have already converted my Wi-Fi adapter to monitor mode. By now you can do it. If you don't know how to convert your Wi-Fi adapter to monitor mode, you should probably watch the previous videos in which I have told how to convert Wi-Fi adapter to monitor mode. So let me clear out, and let's just do AeroDump ng, and we have to type our Wi-Fi adapter name, which is WLAN0 mon. So this tool will sniff all the access point around us, and it will give us the complete detail of each access point. So over here in the BSS ID column, which is basic services set identifier, is the MAC address of access point, and power is the distance between our Wi-Fi adapter and that access point. Beacon frame, which we have discussed in previous videos, are the packets which access point sends to uh, to tell its availability in the vicinity. So we will look further things in the later video. By now, as you can see over here, we know the BSS ID, which is the MAC address, and we can also know the ESS ID, which is extended service set identifier, which is the name of access point. So we can do sniffing without knowing the password, and we can know the MAC address and all the other details without knowing anything about the access point. So in the next video, we will see how we can do target sniffing, and we will see how we can target a single access point and see what details we can get. In this video, we are going to see how we can do target sniffing. So suppose if you want to see the details in a specific access point, so all you have to do is use the same tool with some extra argument. So suppose we want to see the complete detail of this access point. uh, all we have to do is use the same tool, which is AeroDump, and we have to pass the channel number. So this access point is on channel 9. So we have to type channel 9, and then we have to give the BSS ID. So let me copy it. And then we have to give the wireless interface WLAN0 mon. and hit enter. So now you can see the complete detail of a access point. Over here are the stations. So the stations are the clients which are connected to this access point right now. So you can see the MAC address of the connected clients as well. So this is a very powerful tool. Not only you can see the MAC address of the access point, but you can also see the MAC address of stations which are the clients which are connected to this access point. So this station might be some Android or iOS phone or laptop, but we can see the MAC address of these clients as well. So in the later videos, when we will do MAC filtering and we will see the attacks on MAC filtering, we will see how we can utilize this information. So AeroDump NG by default only sniff on 2.4 gigahertz frequency. So what if we want to sniff a network which is outside of 2.4 gigahertz and which might be in 5 gigahertz or 3.6 gigahertz frequency? So we have discussed the frequency ranges in the previous video in very detail. So over here you can see that B, G and N operates on 2.4 gigahertz frequency, A operates on 5 gigahertz and AC also operates on 5 gigahertz frequency. So basically these are the alphabetical names of frequency ranges which we have discussed in the previous video. So make sure you have watched this video, because this is the you can say this video is part 2 of the previous video about the frequency ranges. So now we are going to sniff a network which is on 5G. So over here, as you can see, I have a network AP5G. So let's just first see if we can sniff this network with our normal adapter. So let's just do it first. So let me move into my Kali machine. So over here I'll do AeroDump ng WLAN 0 mod, and we will wait few seconds and see if we can sniff 5G network. So as you can see, we cannot sniff that 5G network. This is because my hardware don't support 5G frequency. So let me just do config WLAN 0 down, sorry, WLAN mon 0 down, and let me unplug this wireless adapter and let me plug in another wireless adapter which support 5G frequency. So let me connect it. Okay, so I have connected a new wireless adapter which supports 5G frequency. So let me do if config, and let's just first convert it into monitor mode. So we'll do aerodump, sorry, airmong ng start WLAN. So as you can see, it's giving us error. So as I told you before, that sometimes airmong ng don't work on wireless adapter. So let's just try the second method. So I'm sure that will also not work right now. So, and let's again do airmong ng. So you can see this method is also not working. So now we will use the manual method. So I'll do iwconfig WLAN 0 down, sorry, we'll do if config WLAN 0 down, and we'll do IW config WLAN 0 mode monitor. So it will convert it into monitor mode, as you can see. Now I'll have to bring this card up and do fconfig. So this card is up now, and we will do aerodump ng, and we have to pass band. Let's just first see what options do we have in the band section. So we can pass A, B and G in the band, which we know the frequency names in the alphabetical order. So basically A represent 5G frequency. So all we have to do is aerodump ng band A and WLAN 0. So hit enter, and now we'll see if we can find that access point or not. So as you can see, we have found this access point over here using a different wireless adapter. So as I told you before, that your wireless adapter should support the frequency range. So if your wireless adapter supports frequency range, then we can target any frequency. So deauthentication attack can disconnect any device from any access point within our vicinity. So attackers send deauthentication packets which disconnects every client or any specific client from any specific access point. So the tool we are going to use is called Airplay-ng. So let me move into my Kali machine and show you how we can do deauthentication attack. So as you can see, we will target this specific access point. We will use Airplay-ng, Air Replay-ng basically, and we have to give deauth and the number of packets. Let's keep it a big number, and then we have to give the BSS ID of access point, which is the MAC address, and then we have to type the interface. Let's just do it on another terminal. So now we'll see if our machine disconnects. So let me move into my Windows machine again. As you can see over here, it's also disconnected, and let's just try to reconnect. So as you can see, it's just taking time to connect and it's not connecting, and it will try again and again, and if it's get connected, it will again disconnect. So let me just open any site. So as you can see, I cannot access internet. So we can do this attack without being the part of any network. So we can do this attack without knowing the password of any access point. So this is part of our attack which we will use when we will do some uh, WAP and WAP2 attacks. We will use this deauthentication attack in further more detail. Let's also do a target deauthentication attack. So let me move into my Kali machine again, or let's just first see uh, the MAC address of this device, this laptop. So I'll do ipconfig. So this is the MAC address of this laptop. So let's just do a target deauthentication attack as well. So let me move into my Kali machine. Let's just stop this attack, and we will use the same command, but this time we will type C for client, and this is the MAC address of the connected client. So let me type it over here, and let's just hit enter, and we will again see if we got disconnected or not. So let me move into my Windows machine. So as you can see, it again disconnected. So if I try to connect it, it will again disconnect. So let's just stop this attack and see if we can connect to internet. So I have just stopped the attack, and let's just move into Windows. Let's just try to connect. And now we can access the internet. So deauthentication attacks are very powerful attacks, and these attacks can be done without being the part of a specific network and without knowing the password of any specific network. Discovering hidden SSIDs. So there are some networks which do not broadcast their SSIDs in beacon frames. So when we do sniffing, so we cannot see the name of those SSIDs. So there are two methods to know the name of these hidden SSIDs. The first method is the passive method, in which we start sniffing and wait for any client to connect that access point. So once the client will connect to the access point, we will know the SSID name of that specific hidden access point. And the other method is active method, in which we deauthenticate clients, so that when the clients will reconnect, we will know the hidden SSID of that access point. So let's just move into our Kali machine and see how we can know the hidden SSID. So as you can see over here, in the ESSID field, we have length 0, which means that we do not know the ESSID or SSID name of the access point. So we will do deauthentication attack, and let me just move it a little bit down. So as I'll do the attack, you will see that we will know the name of our hidden SSID. So as you can see, as soon as I did the deauthentication attack, we got to know the name of hidden SSID. So this is how you can know the name of any specific access point which is not broadcasting its ESSID. In this video, we are going to talk about MAC address verification. So we create a table in router for MAC addresses, and there are two methods for MAC address verification. Blacklist MAC address. So all the MAC addresses are allowed except for those which are in the MAC table. So we create a MAC table in the router, uh, and only those MAC addresses are blocked. We are talking about, if we talk about blacklist MAC address, so only those MAC addresses will be blocked which are in the table. There's another concept, whitelist MAC address, in which all the MAC addresses are blocked except those which are in the table. So in blacklist, only those MAC addresses will be blocked which are in table, and in whitelist, only those MAC addresses will be allowed which are in table. So let me show you an example. I have created a MAC filter table in my router, and I have created a whitelist MAC address. So only these MAC addresses will be allowed to connect to this uh, access point. Although this is a open access point, but still only these MAC addresses will be allowed to connect. So if I try to connect my PC with this access point, I will not be able to connect since my MAC address is not in the list. So it will take time and it will not connect, as you can see. So let's see how we can connect to these type of access points. So let me move into my Kali machine. So I have connected my wireless adapter WLAN 0. Now let's just create a monitor interface. And now let's just clear out first, and let's just do arrow dumb ng WLAN 0 mon. Let's just stop. So this is our access point which is open, and if we try to connect it right now, oh, I have just converted into monitor mode, so that's why I'm not able to connect it. But although if it's in the manage mode, and if I try to connect it with this access point, I will not be able to connect it since I have shown you in my Windows machine. So let's just do arrow dump ng again on this specific access point. We have to pass the BSS ID, which is the MAC address of access point. And we have to pass channel number, which is 8, and then we have to pass WLAN 0 mon interface and hit enter. So as you can see right now, with this access point, this MAC address is connected. Basically a laptop or a device is connected with this access point. So we have got to know the MAC address of a connected device. So let's just disconnect it, and all we have to do is change our MAC address to this device. So what I have to do is I have to bring my card down. So I've config WLAN 0 mon down, and I have to convert my card to managed mode. So the best way to convert the card into managed mode is to just bring your card down and just unplugged and replugged it. By the way, always once you finish up with the Wi-Fi adapter, wireless Wi-Fi adapter, you always bring your card down before unplug it, because sometimes the current is passing through it and it might break your chip. So always do if config WLAN 0 mon or WLAN 0 down. So in that way your card will be secure. So I'll do if config now WLAN 0. So this is the MAC address. I'll have to copy this MAC address and let's just do MAC changer. And an M option is for providing a custom MAC address, which we are providing right now. First of all, I have to bring my card down. So let me do if config WLAN 0 down. And now we'll do MAC changer with M option. And this is the MAC address of the device. So the MAC address is changed now. And if I do if config WLAN 0 up, it will bring my card up. It will take few seconds to bring it up. And now if I'll do if config WLAN 0, you can see my MAC address is changed now. And now let's just try to connect it. So as you can see, now I'm able to connect with this fake AP by changing my MAC address. So this is how you connect to those access points which have a MAC filter. And one more thing which I want to add in this video is sometimes your default settings of Kali Linux is set on random MAC address. So all you have to do is you have to go in leaf pad and etc directory, network manager and network manager config file, and you have to add this line device Wi-Fi scan random MAC address equals no. So in that way your wireless adapter will not be provided with the random MAC address. It will provided with a permanent MAC address, and you can change it manually when we will be doing spoofing and changing MAC address through MAC changer. So remember this line you have to add in your network manager file, otherwise your MAC address will be changing randomly and you will not be able to attempt this exercise. Now we are going to talk about transmit power of Wi-Fi adapter. So if we talk about alpha wireless adapter, its transmitting power is 30 dBm, which is equal to 1 watt. So let me move into my Kali machine, and if I do if IW config WLAN 0, you can see my maximum transmitting power is 20 dBm right now. So let's just try to convert it into 30 dBm. So all we have to do is IW config WLAN 0 and TX power to 30. Now you will not see any error message or anything else, but if you do if config WLAN 0 again, you will see that your power is not changed. So why is that? Let's just move into our slides again. So each country has a different power dBm power which is allowed in each country. So let me show you a list. So this is the list of frequency and the dBm power which is allowed in different countries. So if you are sitting in a country where 30 dBm power is not allowed, you will not be able to convert it directly. So all you have to do is you have to change your settings, and you have to change your registry settings to the country which allowed that 30 dBm power on 2.4 gigahertz frequency. So let's just move into our Kali machine again, and what we have to do is we have to bring our card down first, and we have to change our registry settings to the country which allow 30 dBm power. So we have to do IW registry set to GY. I don't know which country is it, but this country allowed to transmit power on 30 dBm in 2.4 gigahertz frequency. So let's just do it, and now let's just do IW config WLAN 0, and let's just do TX power to 30, and let's just bring our card up, WLAN 0 up. It will take few seconds, and now we'll do IW config, and now let's just check. So as you can see, now my transmitting power is 30 dBm. So if I'll do IW registry get, you can see that this country has allowed the frequency on 2.4 gigahertz frequency, 30 dBm transmit power is allowed. So this is how you convert your transmitting power and bring your maximum power of your Wi-Fi adapter by converting the country code in which the 30 dBm power is allowed. So dBm and dBi. What is the difference between dBm and dBi? So the transmit power of Wi-Fi adapter is measured in dBm. Similarly, the transmit power of antenna is measured in dBi. So the different dBi antennas also matter in transmitting power. If you have a long antenna like 8 dBi or 10 dBi or 11 dBi antenna, you will get more good signals with transmitting power. So it is the combination of transmitting power and the antenna in dBi. So the long range antenna will help you better get the good signals. So far we have seen how we can sniff networks and how we can de-authenticate clients from networks. Now we are going to start working on networks which are encrypted. So the first encrypted protocol in our list is WIP, which is known as Wired Equivalent Privacy. So first of all, we will look into the protocol and we will try to understand the protocol. Then we will start hacking into this protocol. So let's just start working on it. So first, WIP was the first wireless encryption protocol. It uses RC4 algorithm, which is a symmetric key encryption algorithm. So we will see how this algorithm works. So this algorithm contains a password, which is a WIP key. So a password could be 40 or 104 bit length. We combine this WIP key with initialization vector, and initialization vector could be any random 24-bit key. So by combining these two, we get either 64-bit key value or 128-bit key value. So this is a password. We put this password in access point when we set web. So this password could be 40-bit or 104-bit value. And initialization vector is a random key which is generated by this protocol. So by combining these two, we get 64-bit or 128-bit key, right? And then we pass this 128-bit or 64-bit key to the RC4 algorithm. This algorithm generates random key stream. This random key stream could be a very long random key value, and we will keep this thing into our pocket right now and see how we can use it. So this is how we generate a random key stream. The second part of the WIP algorithm is to check the integrity of the data, because data is passed in packets, and packets can be tampered and packet can lose some bits. So to maintain the integrity of data, we use CRC 32-bit algorithm, which uses few bits of data and generates a 32-bit ICV value, which remains same if we put the same data into it. So if we put same data again and again into it, we will get the same ICV value, right? And then we will combine this data with ICV value, right? In third step, we will generate ciphertext using random key, which we generated using WIP, and IV, which is a initialization vector, and we pass that into RC4 algorithm and we get this random key stream, right? We will perform a XOR operation on this random key stream and the data with ICV, so that we will get a ciphertext. We pass ciphertext along with the initialization vector. Now, ciphertext is in encrypted form, but this IV value, which is the initialization vector, is in the plain text, right? So we pass this to client or supplicant, we can say. So how the supplicant decrypt this, right? Now you'll see how the supplicant decrypts this value. So IV is in plain text, as I told you. So supplicant can easily generate key stream using this IV, because supplicant also has this WIP key into it. So using the same algorithm and using the same IV, it can generate the random key stream again, and it will be the same key stream because of the IV, right? So then using this key stream, we will again perform XOR operation so that we will get the plain text, right? So this is how WIP works. So let me revise it again. So we have WIP key, which is a password. We combine it with initialization vector, which is a random 24-bit key. We pass it to a RC4 algorithm, which generates a random key stream. Then in the next step, we have data, which is in plain text. We perform CRC operation on it to maintain the integrity of data. We combine ICV 32-bit with data, which is the integrity of the data, and we perform XOR operation with random key stream on it, so that we get a ciphertext. Then we pass this ciphertext along with the IV, which is the initialization vector, to client or supplicant. So the supplicant can decrypt this ciphertext in the same manner. So this is how WIP algorithm works. It is little complicated, so you can go this video again one more time if you don't understand anything into it. In the next video, we are going to see how we can hack into this protocol. So in the previous video, we have seen how WIP protocol works. In this video, we are going to see how we can crack WIP. So we know that packets are encrypted in WIP, but IVs are not encrypted. So the way of cracking WIP is we will collect large number of packets. The packets are encrypted, of course, but IVs are not encrypted, as we know from the protocol. So we will collect large number of packets, and once we will get repeating IVs, it will be easier to guess the correct key. So it will be easy once I'll demonstrate how it works. So let me move into my Kali machine. So now we are going to do Aircrack-ng WLAN 0 monitor mode. So this is the network which is on web protocol. So we are going to crack this network. So now we are just going to target this specific network, and you know how we can do it. So it's Aircrack-ng again, and we have to type the channel number, which is 6, and then we have to give the BSS ID, which is the MAC address of access point. And then we have to give another option, which is write, and we have to create a file uh, in which all the packets are going to be safe. So we will call it web fake AP, and then we have to give the interface WLAN 0 mode and hit enter. So as you can see, there is one station connected with it. Over here we are receiving data which are in packets. So in this data we are collecting IVs basically, and then we are once we will have enough number of packets, then we are going to crack it. So the easiest method is we will use Aircrack-ng. So let me open another terminal, and all we have to do is Aircrack-ng, and then we have to give the file name with cat. So this is the extension and this is the file name. So all we have to do is hit enter. So over here you can see right now it's failed, and it will try next once we will have 10,000 IVs. So it's trying again. So it's failed again, and now it will try once we will have 15,000 IPs basically. It's failed again, as you can see. So it's a trial and error situation where we have to collect large number of packets because we have to get the repeating IVs. We will wait until we will crack it. So as you can see, we have successfully cracked web, and we have found the key, and it got cracked in 25,000 packets. So it might be more or less on your side. So this is how we crack web protocol in a busy network. In the next video, we will see how we can crack web when there is no client associated with the access point. So right now the network is a busy network and we are able to capture packets, but we will see how we can crack web when there is no client associated or there is less traffic on web on target access point. In the previous video, we have seen how we can crack web in a busy network. In this video, we are going to see how we can crack web when there is no client associated with the access point. So the method of cracking web when there is no client is we will inject packet ourselves. Since we are not an authenticated user of that access point, this access point will ignore our packets. So we will do fake authentication, and based on this fake authentication, we will do our replay attack, so that it will generate packets, and we will collect those packets, and then again we will collect IVs on those packets, and then we will start cracking. So it will be easier once I'll show you how we will do it. So let me move into my Kali machine. So we will do aerodump ng WLAN 0 mon, and this is the network again, the same network we are using. So let me open another terminal, or let's just do it on this terminal, it will be fine. So we will do aerodump ng, and we will do channel which is 6, then we will pass BSS ID, and we will write this as ARP attack WLAN 0 mon. So all good, hit enter, and as you can see there is no client associated with this access point right now, and we are not getting any data right now. So what we will do is we will try to associate ourselves, and we will do fake authentication attack first. So you will see that uh, our own wireless adapter will associate with this access point, but it will be a fake authentication, and we can't do much with it. But on based on this attack we will do another attack, so that we will generate traffic on this access point. So let me open another terminal, and we will do air replay, and we have to give the access point MAC address, and then we have to give our own MAC address. We can just do it if config WLAN 0 mon, and this is the MAC address of our monitor mode wireless adapter. So we have to type this, and then we have to give monitor mode interface. Let's just close it, and when I'll do this attack, so I have to give the packet number as well, I suppose. Yeah, so let's just give 1, so it will start generating fake authentication. So when I'll do this attack, you will see data will start generating over here, and authentication will become open, and you will see uh, our wireless adapter will come in station list. So let's just hit enter. So as you can see, our wireless adapter is associated with this access point, and it will also start generating a little bit of data as well. So as you can see, it's generating data, but the packets are very less. So we will do another attack based on this fake authentication attack. So we will again do, and the attack is called Arc replay attack. We will capture packets and resend those packets so the traffic will start generating. So let me do this attack. So it's called Air replay, and we have to give Air replay, sorry, Arc replay, and then we have to give the BSS ID and our MAC address, which is over here, and WLAN 0 mon, and hit enter. So you will see uh, there will be a frequent increase in the number of packets over here in few seconds. So as you can see over here, we have started generating a large number of packets. So let's just start Aircrack-ng again. And the file name was ARP03. So it's testing the collected IVs. And the next try will be when we will have 10,000 packets. So as you can see, we are generating a lot of traffic. All right, so we have found the key in 10,000 packets. So this is how you crack web when there is no client associated with the target access point. WPS or Wi-Fi protected setup is a wireless network security protocol which tries to connect your wireless device with the access point. It works with WPA and WPA2 personal protocols. It does not work with WEP because WEP is an old protocol and it's very easy to crack, as we have seen in the previous videos. So we can use WPS instead of password. So suppose if you don't want to share your password with someone and you want them to connect to your network, so you can give them a 8-digit code, which is the code of WPS, and they can connect directly with your access point through this code. Let me show it to you. So this is my TP-Link router, and over here you can see this is my pin code. It's a 8-digit pin code. So if I want someone to connect to my network, I can give this code and they can directly connect to this network, right? So this is how WPS work. And why we use WPS? This is the next question. So WPS simplifies the connection process. So suppose if you have a long password or a complicated password, and you don't want to share this password, you can give this WPS pin code to someone who wants to connect to your network. Second important reason why people use WPS is a push button solution. So if you want to connect to your access point through your smartphone, first you have to select your network, then you have to enter your password, then you can connect to your network. This is the only solution to connect to your network, right? WPS simplifies this method. The routers which support WPS have a push button. So if you push that button and just click on the network in your smartphone, you can directly connect to your access point without entering the password. So this is how WPS work. So as you see, it simplifies the connection process. At the same time, it creates vulnerabilities in the system. We will see what are those vulnerabilities and how we can exploit those vulnerabilities in the future videos. So in this video, we are going to see how we can perform attack on WPS protocol. So first of all, we will see which networks have WPS enabled. So the command we are going to use is wash, and it's with I, and I is for interface, and we have to give our monitor mode interface, which is WLAN 0. So as you can see, there are so many networks which have WPS enabled. So WPS is enabled by default in every access point. So you have to disable it if you don't want uh, to use WPS. So the network on which we are going to attack is this one over here. So let me show you one other thing. So over here you can see so many networks which have WPS enabled, right? Um, but there are so many other networks which don't have WPS enabled, and you cannot see those networks over here. So if I do airmong ng, or sorry, aerodump ng WLAN 0 mon, so over here, let me make it little wider. So over here you can see so many networks which you cannot see over on wash command. So wash command will only show you networks which have WPS enabled, right? So let me close it. So these are all the networks which have WPS enabled, and over here we can see this is the BSS ID, which is the MAC address, and this is the channel, and dBm is the difference of distance, and WPS is the version over here. So there are two versions, 1 and 2, and lock is the status of WPS. So if we do so many wrong attempts on any network, it get a yes status, which is a lock status. So we will see how we can unlock this in the next video. And vendor is the chip used in the router or the access point, and ESS ID is the name of the access point, right? So the network on which we are going to attack is HSP over here. So let me split my window, and the command which we are going to use is river, and then we have to give the BSS ID, and I can copy it from here, and then the channel number, which is 11, and then I have to give the interface WLAN 0 mon and hit enter. So I have done attack on this network before, so it saved my session. So I can restart my session from the beginning, or I can start from wherever I have left. So I'll just press no, and we will start it from the beginning. So as you can see, right now it's associated uh, with HSB. So after few attempts, you will see that HSB will locked, and the status will be changed from no to yes. Then in the next video, we will see how we can unlock this network again. So after trying few pins at the top, as you can see, HSB is locked now, so we cannot attempt other pins. So in the next video, we are going to see how we can unlock this HSB network and again try some other pins. So as you can see, HSB, our network is locked right now in the lock status. So if it's yes, that means the network is locked and we cannot try other pins on it until it gets unlocked. So in this video, we are going to see how we can unlock it. So the tool we are going to use is MDK3. Let me do help with it so you can see all the instructions. So this is a tool which we are going to use to unlock this network. So and the attack which we are going to do is authentication DOS mode attack. So let me do MDK help with A option, since A is the option for authentication DOS attack, and we have to give the access point MAC address in it with A option, I suppose. So let's just try it. Let me clear out MDK3 with WLAN 0 mon. A is for authentication DOS attack, and A option is for access point MAC address, which is this, and I suppose that's it. So you will see few warnings over here, and it will send few packets on this network to unlock this network. So we have to wait. Usually I have to send 20,000 packets. So let's just see it. By the way, this attack does not work on all the routers. So I'm going to show you another attack after this one. But this attack works for this router. Uh, and I'll show you another attack, and after that I'll show you the script of multiple attacks which you can use on other routers, and that script covers lots of routers. So now let's just cancel this and recheck if HSB router is unlocked or not. So as you can see, HSB router is unlocked now, and we can again perform river, and then we can give VSS ID and channel, and then the interface, and we can start it from the session where we have left, and we can do yes to restore the previous session, and it will again start the attack from the previous session, and it will try the new pins, uh, and it will not try the previous pins which it has already tried. So this is how you perform WPS attack. Now if this attack is not working for you, you can try another attack, uh, which is MDK3 and WLAN 0 mon, and this is a random attack, so it's X with 0 option, and then you have to give the uh, MAC address of the access point with T option, and then N option with the ESS ID, which is HSB, and with S, and then you can send around 1000 packets, I suppose. Yeah, so you can check this attack as well, but this attack does not work for me. So another script which I have found during my research is VMR MDK script. So I'm going to show you that script as well. So you can download this script. I'll give you the link in the resources. So let me go into this directory, and you can download this script on the root directory, and this script only works on the root directory. So let me start this script, and over here there are few options. Let me close it, the top window. So it's asking us to press Y to continue. So before starting this script, we have to turn off our monitor mode. It will automatically convert it into the monitor mode, so we can do it. Stop WLAN 0 mon. Now can start this script. Press Y, and over here we can enter the interface number. So it's asking us to boot our Wi-Fi adapter to 30 dBm. So we can do it, and we have done it manually as well. So we are doing these steps uh, with the script right now, but we have done these things manually as well in the previous lecture. So it's asking us to enter the monitor mode interface that will be used by River. So it's mon 0, I suppose, which this script has created right now. Yes. So the attack. So it's right now showing us all the access points. We can close it and close it over here. So now we can select the interface on which we have to, the access point on which we have to attack from the top. So it's 8, and yes, and over here we can enter the file name. So it's Broadcom HSP, the file name which this script has created right now. So let's just keep the default settings, and we have done all these steps manually as well. So this script only speed up your process. So if the previous two methods don't work for you, you can use this script as well. This script contains multiple types of attack, so you can use this script, and you can perform it on your testing router and check whether your router is vulnerable to WPS or not. Now we are going to start with WPA and WPA2 protocol, which are the latest protocols. So there are two types of these protocols. One is personal and one is enterprise. Personal is used in home and small offices, and enterprise is used in big organizations and all. So first of all, we will start with the personal protocol and we will try to understand how personal protocol works, right? So once you understand the personal protocol, enterprise protocol will be easier to understand. So it's a similar concept in enterprise, but it's little complicated. So we will start with the personal protocol first. So uh, why it's very hard to break WPA WPA2 protocol is because of its dynamic key generation. So if I connect with my access point right now, I'll get a dynamic key. Once I'll disconnect it, this key will be discarded, right? And again, if I'll connect, I'll get another dynamic key, which will be a different key from the previous one, right? So this is how WPA WPA protocols work, uh, and because of its dynamic key generation, it is very hard to break. So now the question rises, how dynamic key works, right? So in this video, we will try to understand this protocol and we will see how this dynamic key works, right? And in the next video, we will see the details, how hacker can crack WPA and WPA2 protocol, and what are the details hacker can grab from this protocol, right? So so first we will try to understand how this dynamic key generation works, and we will see how this complete protocol works. So the first part in dynamic key generation is pre-shared key, right? So first, both client and access point will generate pre-shared key. So the process of generating pre-shared key is very simple. It required the password. Right now we are considering the client which is connecting to the access point is a legitimate client, right? So the password. So the first thing in generating pre-shared key is the password, and then the SSID, which is the name of the access point, and SSID length uh, is also required, and 4096 is the number of times this function will perform a hash. So this is a fixed number for the number of time the hashing will be done, and 256 is the number of bits the key will be generated, right? So these are the five attributes which will be passed in password based key derivation function, right? So we will pass password, SSID, SSID length 4096, which is the number of time hashing will be done, and 256 is the number of bits pre-shared key is generated, right? So over here you can see it in much more detail. So right now nothing has been shared between the access point and the client, right? So the client and access point have generated these two things on their own. So the client will have the same access, sorry, the client will have the same pre-shared key, and the access point will have the same pre-shared key at the time, right? So nothing has been shared right now. Both have just generated their own pre-shared key, which will be the same pre-shared key, right? So in the next step, uh, access point will send a announce packet to the client. An announce packet is a random packet, and it has nothing to do with pre-shared key. This is a point to remember. Announce packet is a random digit or random characters which has nothing to do with pre-shared key. It is a announce packet which has random characters, and based on these random characters, pair-wide transact key will be generated, right? So we will see how this pair-wide transact key is generated. So right now client has pre-shared key, A nouns which has just received from the access point. An S noun packet is similar to A nouns packet, and but it is generated by client. So A nouns packet is generated from the access point and S noun packet is generated from the client, and both are random packets, right? So if I disconnect and reconnect, these packets will have a different value, right? So AP MAC address, which is known to both, client MAC address is also known to both access point and client, right? And based on these 5 attributes, pair-wide transact key is generated, right? So let me repeat the process one more time. So pre-shared key is generated on both ends, on access point and on client, but they haven't shared anything. And based after that, a nouns packet is sent from the access point to the client, right? And based on this pre-shared key, a nouns packet, s noun packet, access point MAC address and client MAC address, PTK is generated, right? So client has generated its PTK. Now client will send S noun packets to access point, right? So PTK is generated on the client side, and the client will send the same S noun packet to the access point. And access point will also calculate its pre-transact key, right, with the same attributes. And client will also send one more thing, which is MIC, message integrity check, which is the integrity of PTK, right? So it will send a S noun packet with MIC. After generating pairwise transact key on the access point, and access point will also calculate MIC, right? Now here is a tricky point, right? So MIC is generated from the PTK as well as MIC is generated from the access point, right? And access point now match the MIC which has sent from the client to the access point, and compare these both MICs, right? If the MIC match, that means all the process has been done correctly and the password on the client side is correct. That's why the pre-shared key and PTK are correct, and based on this PTK, MIC is also correct, right? Then access point will send a key installation request. After that, key acknowledgement packet has sent from client to access point. And this process is called four-way handshake, right? So these four packets are called four-way handshake. So this is a little complicated protocol, so you have to go through this protocol one more time. So this is how dynamic key works, right? So pre-shared key is generated on both ends without sharing anything. After generating the pre-shared key, a nouns packet is sent from access point to client. Based on that pre-shared key, a nouns packet and s nouns packet, PTK is generated, right? After generating PTK, uh, client sends the same s noun packet with MIC to the access point. Access points also calculate PTK and also calculate MIC, and then match this MIC with the MIC sent from the client. And if both the MICs matched, that means the password on the client side is correct. That's why the pre-shared key and PTK have been generated correctly. And after that, access point sends key installation request to the client, and client acknowledges that request, and after that data sharing is started. So this is how the complete protocol works. It is little complicated, you have to go through it one more time. In the next video we will see what are the details hacker can get from this protocol and how hacker can exploit this protocol, right? So in the previous video we have seen how WPA protocol works. Let's just revise this again. So both the side will have the password, And based on this password and SSID and SSID length, pre-shared key is generated, right? And based on this pre-shared key, four-way handshake is generated, which contains A nouns, S noun, AP MAC address, and client MAC address. And based on this four-way handshake, PTK is generated, right? Pairwise transact key. By the way, pre-shared key is also known as pairwise master key, and PTK is also known as pairwise transact key, right? So in this video, we will see what are the details hacker can get from this protocol, right? So hacker can easily get four-way handshake by eavesdropping the communication between the access point and the client. So these are the four things hacker can easily get, and we will see in the next video how this four-way handshake can be eavesdropped. So these four things can a hacker can get easily by putting its card into monitor mode and just listening to the communication between the access point and the client, right? So what are the details hacker can get from this protocol? So hacker does not know the password, of course. Hacker does not know the actual pre-shared key, and hacker does not know the pairwise transact key, right? The only thing hacker knows is four-way handshake, and in four-way handshake, hacker has the packet A nouns packet, S nouns packet, AP MAC address, and client MAC address. These are the four things hacker can get easily. So now if hacker tries to crack WPA protocol, he can use dictionary. So based on dictionary attack, hacker generated a pre-shared key. Right now notice hacker does not know the actual pre-shared key, right? So he has just generated a pre-shared key which could be a right pre-shared key or it could be a wrong pre-shared key, and based on this pre-shared key the PTK is generated, right? So A nouns, S nouns, and AP MAC address and client MAC address are already known for the hacker. And the pre-shared key is generated from the dictionary. So hacker can calculate the PTK, and after calculating the PTK, hacker also calculates the MIC of the PTK, which is the message integrity check, and tries to match with the actual MIC, which is in the S nouns packet, right? So if both the things match, that means the password from the dictionary is correct and the pre-shared key is also correct. And based on that pre-shared key, the pairwise pairwise transact key is also correct, right? So this is how dictionary based attack work. In the future video, we will see some advanced attacks as well, and we will also see this simple dictionary attack, and we will see how we can crack WPA and WPA2 protocol. So in this video, we are going to start working on WPA, WPA2 cracking using a word list. So let me move into my Kali machine first. All right. So now we'll start on cracking WPA, WPA2. So first of all, we will do arrow dump to list out all the networks. Using our monitor mode. So this is the network on which we are going to attack. Test network. Let me do Control C. So this is the network on which we are going to attack. Test network. So let's just focus on this network. So what we have to do is do arrow dump again. Then we have to pass the BSS ID of this network. which is over here. Then the channel number, which is 11, and then we have to type show acknowledge. So we are doing show acknowledge because we are going to capture four-way handshake. Remember from the previous video we talked about four-way handshake, and we can capture this four-way handshake using arrow dump and deauthentication attack. So we will capture this four-way handshake, and to get the knowledge of that we have captured the four-way handshake correctly, we should type this show acknowledge. So if we get the handshake correctly, it will show it over here at the top. So you will get to know in few seconds what I'm talking about. So we have to give show acknowledge, and then we have to give the file name in which we are going to write it. So let's just call it test network handshake, and then we have to give the monitor mode interface and hit enter. So I made a typo over here. WLAN 0 mon. All right. So it has just started. Now we can wait till the next device connect to this network, and we can get the handshake over here, or we can perform a deauthentication attack. So let's just perform a deauthentication attack to get the handshake. So let me split up this terminal. Just make it a little bigger. Right. So the command we are going to use is air replay, and we can do deauthentication attack, and we are going to give, let's suppose, 20 packets to deauthenticate this network, and then we have to give the BSS ID of this network, which is this, and also we can give the client or the stations connected right now. So let's just give the station as well. And then we have to give the monitor mode interface and hit enter. So at the top you can see we have got the handshake successfully. So this is how you get the handshake. And now in the next video we are going to see how we can crack this handshake using dictionary attack. So in the previous video we have captured the handshake successfully. In this video we are going to see how we can crack this handshake using a dictionary attack. So the tool we are going to use is known as Aircrack-ng, and all we have to do is we have to pass the dictionary or the password list. So this is the password list which I have created, and in the resources I have provided the links to download these password dictionaries, which you can download and use those dictionaries on your network. I have used those dictionaries on my own network and found those dictionaries are very good, and they contain so much useful passwords which you can use on your network and check out whether your password is in the dictionary or not. I have found many passwords in those dictionaries, so you can use it on your network and find and check whether your network is vulnerable to the dictionary attack or not. So this is the password list which I am going to use, and the file name was test network handshake uh, 01. So this is the file name, and we have to hit enter. And we have to wait because this password list is almost 1 MB length, so it might take 1 or 2 minutes to crack this password. So it found the password. It took around 1 minute. So this is the password of my network, and it was just in the dictionary. So you can check your password as well. In the next video, we are going to see how we can use longer dictionaries and how we can save the progress of our dictionary. So in the previous video, we have seen how we can crack four-way handshake using Aircrack-ng. Suppose if we are using a longer dictionary, which could be around 100 or 200 MB, it could take hours to crack the password, right? So if we control C during the cracking process, it will stop the process, but it will also but when we start again, the dictionary will start from the beginning. So this is a disadvantage of using Aircrack-ng, but the good thing is we can use another tool combining with Aircrack-ng to save the progress of our dictionary, right? So what right now, if I do Aircrack-ng and if I use password list, and then if I give test network handshake file, and it will start the cracking process, right? And if I do control C, so it will stop the process, but if again start this cracking process, it will start from the very beginning, right? So the tool we are going to use is John the Ripper. So let me clear out the screen first. So this is the tool, and all we have to do is we have to pass word list and the name of our word list, and then we have to do std out, which will output the word list on the screen. So let's just try it. So as you can see, I have just about the process, so it's just uh, echoing out all the password on the terminal. So let's just clear out, and then we have to give the session. So this is the session argument, with we have to give the name of the session. So we can give the name, any name. So let's just name it test network session, right? So this will save the progress of our word list. Now we have to pipe it with the aircrack command, right? So we can use the pipe symbol, and then we have to give our aircrack command uh, with W option, and as we are outputting the list on the screen on the terminal, so we just have to give dash over here, and we also have to give the BSS ID. So this is the BSS ID of the network, and then we have to give the monitor mode interface, which is mon0, right? So this is the command. John is the name of the tool which we are going to use, and word list is the argument, and we have to give the word list which we are using. So right now I am using password list.txt, and std out will output this complete text word list on the screen on the same terminal. Then we have to give the session argument and with the name of the session, so it will save the session with this name. And then we are just doing pipe with Aircrack-ng, and W is for the word list, and dash, we are giving dash just to give this word list and the terminal, the output which is on the terminal over here, right? And then we have to give it with the B argument and BSS ID, and then we have to give the monitor mode interface. So let's just try it. Sorry, I just forgot to give the name of the file, the handshake file. So we have to give the file name as well. So the file name is test handshake, test network handshake cap file. That's it, and we have to hit enter. So this is now also saving the session. So let me just do Q to quit. So as you can see, it has made 24.31% progress. So if I start this session again, so all we have to do is we have to give the name, the tool name John, and then we have to give restore, and then we have to give the session name test network session, and then we can again pipe it with Aircrack-ng with W and dash argument, and then we have to give the BSS ID, and then the file name. So this will start from 24%, and if I do Q again, so you can see it has made 33.30% progress. And let's just start this session again. And let's just do Q. So you can see it has made 55.37% progress. And if I do, if I restore the session again, so as you can see, it has just cracked the password again. So this is how you use the tool John the Ripper to save the progress of your dictionary attack. So you can use it on longer dictionaries. So if you remember this diagram from the previous video in which we learned about the WPA protocol, so if we look the hacker's point of view or the hacker's perspective, this is how the hacker will use a dictionary to crack WPA protocol, right? So this is how we did in the previous video. We use a dictionary, and from the dictionary we use each word to create a pre-shared key, and then from the captured file in which we have four-way handshake, we use a nouns and s nouns packet to use it with the pre-shared key to create PTK, and then we compare it with the MIC, the actual MIC which we got from the S noun packet, right? So this is how we did in the previous video. So right now in this video we are going to see how we can speed up this process using rainbow tables. So suppose you got the penetration testing assignment from any organization and you already know the ESS ID of that organization. So you can speed up your progress by just creating pre-shared key with the dictionary. So in this video, we are going to see how we can create pre-shared key, and that will make our progress or our cracking progress easier or much faster when we will get the four-way handshake, right? So in this video, we are going to create pre-shared keys based on the dictionary which we already have. So let me move into my Kali machine. So we have to create the database of pre-shared keys. So the tool we are going to use is Aerolib ng, and we have to give the name of database. So let's just call it DB test network, and then we have to import all the passwords in the password list. So we have just imported all the passwords, and we also have to give the ESS ID of the network. So let's echo it in the file. So this is the ESS ID of my network, and let me output it in the ESS ID file. So you have to give the ESS ID correctly, otherwise all the keys, the pre-shared keys are going to be created with the wrong SSID name. So just make sure your ESS ID name is correct and with the correct spelling, right? So this is the ESS ID name which I have just passed in the ESS ID file. Now let's just do Aerolib again, and then we have to give the name of the database, and then we can do import ESS ID, and then we have to give the ESS ID file, right? So it has just import the ESS ID name as well. Now all we have to do is Aerolib ng and pass it with the batch. So this is going to create all the pre-shared keys. You have to give it with the database name. So it has just created all the PMKs using our password dictionary list, and it took around 159 seconds to create these PMKs. So now we can use this PMKs directly with Aircrack. So Aircrack, and we have to pass it with the R argument, and then we have to give the database name, and then we have to give the file name, and hit enter. So it took less than 0 second to crack password. So this is how you create rainbow tables. If you know the ESS ID before the start of the process, so you can create all the PMKs before the start of Aircrack-ng, and it will speed up your complete process. In this section, we are going to start with evil twin attack. So let's just first discuss the theory of evil twin attack. In evil twin attack, first we will create a fake access point, and then we will perform a de-authentication attack on our actual access point. So the fake access point will be similar to the access point on which we are going to attack, right? So we will create a fake access point with similar SSID on which we are going to attack. So if and this access point will be a open access point, the access point which we are going to create. So once the user will connect with the fake access point, we will ask them to enter their password to update the firmware of router, right? So this is how it will look. So this is the real access point which is communicating with this system, and we will perform a de-authentication attack on this access point, so the communication will break, and at the same time we will also open a fake access point. If the user will connect to this access point, we will ask them to enter the password to update the firmware, right? So by the curiosity, or when the user will not be able to connect with the actual access point, he might get connect with the fake access point. This is the basic theory of evil twin. So the advantage of evil twin attack is we do not need a dictionary attack. And the disadvantage of evil twin attack is it's a kind of social engineering attack which require user interaction. So user has to first connect to the fake access point and then enter the password. So this is the disadvantage of evil twin attack. So let me repeat the theory one more time. We will create a fake access point similar to the access point on which we are going to attack. So it will have a same name, but it will be an open access point, right? And we will perform a de-authentication attack on the legitimate access point. So if the user will connect to the fake access point, we will ask them to update the firmware password, and hence we will get the password. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how we are going to install the tool for evil twin attack, and then we'll perform an evil twin attack. So now we are going to download the tool through which we are going to perform evil twin attack, and the tool is called Fluxion, and you can download it from this link. I'll share this link in the resources. Notice this tool is little old, and I'll share the latest version of this tool as well in the resources. But at the time of this recording, the latest version is not that stable. So you can use both the links to download the tool and see which one is stable for you. I'm using the old version. So let me go into my desktop, and over I'll download the tool. Let clone. So it will take few seconds to download. Okay, so the tool is downloaded now. So let me move into Fluxion directory, and over here let's do ls, and we can start it directly with Fluxion. So over here you can see it's using multiple scripts, and let me do OK. So it's going to use multiple scripts, and if you found something is missing, all you can do is you can just do list one more time, and you have to go into you just have to do installer.sh. So let me do it. So it will check all the scripts, and it will check all the scripts are working perfectly fine. So do it when you'll find something is missing, uh, or else the script will work perfectly fine. So it's downloading few scripts right now. So it's updating all the scripts. So as you can see, all the scripts are okay right now, but if you find something is missing, you can rerun the installer. Let me run the tool again. So as you can see, all the scripts are working, and press OK. So in the next video, we are going to perform a evil twin attack. So now we are going to perform evil twin attack. So let me start the tool Fluxion. And over here you can select the language. So I'll select English, in which I'm going to perform the attack. So it will disable your network manager. As you can see over here, it has turned off my internet connection. So it has converted my Wi-Fi card to monitor mode automatically. I don't have to do it manually. And right now it's giving me option to select all the channels or specific channels to perform monitor mode attack, in which I can select, in which I can see all the access points currently in my vicinity. So let's just do all channels right now. So now over here it's showing me all the channels which are in my vicinity, all the access points which are in my vicinity. So let's just do Control C to close it. And over here you can see the list of available access points. So the attack, we are going to perform the attack on this test network, which is on list 21 over here. So let me type 21. So over here it's going to ask us about the method to verify the password. When the user will enter the password, we should have some method to verify whether the password is correct or not. And the best way to verify the password is four-way handshake. So first of all, we have to capture four-way handshake when we will perform the evil twin attack, and when the user will enter the password, we are going to verify that password based on this four-way handshake, right? So let's just capture the four-way handshake first. So let's just select option 1. We have performed all these steps in the previous video manually as well. So let's just do no. It has already found my handshake, so let's just capture it again. So over here it's giving me the options to capture, to verify the handshake first of all. So let's just select option 2, pyrite. It's a better way than Aircrack-ng to verify the handshake. And now it's giving me option to de-authenticate uh, all the networks or specific networks. So right now it's going to perform a de-authentication attack, right, to capture the handshake. So let's just select first option, and at the right side you can see it has started the de-authentication attack. and it has just captured the four-way handshake as well. Over here you can see it, right? So this tool has automated all the steps which we were doing manually before, right? So let's just do option 1 to check the handshake, whether the handshake is correct or not. It's showing us that the handshake is corrupted. So let's just do option 2 again, and this time let's just do option 2, deauthenticate all with MDK3. Okay, it has captured the handshake again. Let's just do check handshake again. Okay, this time the handshake is verified successfully. So now let's just create a SSL certificate, and over here it's giving us option to do brute force attack, which is a dictionary attack, and the first option is web interface. So let's just select web interface. Uh, and over here it's giving us all the login page options based on routers. So whichever you think the client is using the router, you can select that router page. So this page will appear when the user will be entering the password, right? So over here I'll select TP-Link, which is on number 32. So this will create a page based on TP-Link access point. So right now it's starting the access point, and the attack is started right now. So let me show it to you on my mobile. So let me move into my mobile. So as you can see in my mobile, I'm not able to connect to my test network, showing me authentication problem. So over here you can see the open network as well with the same name. So let's just connect it. So obtaining the IP address, and it has obtained the IP address successfully. Now let's just try to open any site over here. Over here you can see it's showing me the sign in to the network option. So let's just wait. So as you can see, it's showing us the firmware update page. It looks like the authenticate page, as you can see it. So it has all the options and mobile friendly as well. So let's just select I agree above and enter the correct password. And as soon as I'll hit the start upgrade button, uh, I'll get the password in my Kali machine. So let's just do it, and let me move into my Kali machine. So as you can see, as I have entered the password, I have just received it over here, and it has just verified this password with four-way handshake as well. So this is how you perform evil twin attack. You create a fake access point, and based on that fake access point, we perform deauthentication attack on the legitimate access point, and you will get the password if the user selects the open access point and enter the password thinking of it as a firmware update. And this is the theory and practical of evil twin attack. So now we are going to talk about captive portal, and first of all we will see what is a captive portal. So captive portal are usually open access points. They have a login web page. Once you connect with the access point, that open access point, a login page comes, and then you have to log into uh, that captive portal, right? So these captive portals are usually are in hotels and coffee shops and malls. So where you have to log in through your Facebook, or you can log in from your if we talk about for hotels, so you have to log in with the room number and your username, etc. So this is how captive portal works. So let me show you how a captive portal looks like. So over here you can see there is a open access point, ABC Hotel. I have named it as an example, ABC Hotel. So if I connect with it, I automatically get a user authentication page, and without it I'm not able to browse anything. So if I go anywhere, it will again redirect me to this page. So I have to log in. So the login is user1. I have created a dummy login and password is test123, and if I do continue, now I'm able to connect to internet. So as you can see, now I can do anything. So this is what a captive portal is, and in the next video we are going to see how we can hack this captive portal and see what are the attacks available on these type of portals. The attack we are going to do on captive portal is known as man in the middle attack. In this attack, the attacker is in between the communication which is going on between the victim and the access point. So the attacker receives all the packets from the victim and transmit those packets to the access point. Similarly, attacker receives packet from the access point and transmit to the victim. So this attack and this type of attack is known as man in the middle attack, right? So as you can see in the picture, the attacker is in between the communication going on between the victim and the access point. Now there are multiple types of man in the middle attack. The specific attack which we are going to do on captive portal is known as ARP poisoning. Now first we should know what is ARP. ARP stands for Address Resolution Protocol, right? In Address Resolution Protocol, let's just first understand what is Address Resolution Protocol is. So from if we talk about our home router, there are multiple devices connected to our home router, right? At the same time, we are working on laptop, and our uh, phone is also connected with the access point. So the issue is how the router is going to know which request is coming from where or which local IP. So router maintains a table known as ARP table. So in that table, router maintains physical address which is known as MAC address with the IP address. So in ARP table, local IP addresses are linked with MAC addresses of the device, right? So this is how router knows which which request is coming from which IP address and where the packet should be forwarded, right? So this is what address resolution protocol does, right? So now the question rises, what is ARP poisoning, right? So first of all, in ARP protocol, there is no method for verification. What I mean by this is, if right now I broadcast a message from my attacker machine that I am the router, all the devices will agree on it, and there is no verification method. So if I'll say I am the router, all the devices will transmit packets to my attacker machine, including the router as well. So over here, as you can see in the picture, how man in the middle attack is achieved in ARP poisoning. So if I transmit a packet to ABC machine that I am the router, it will start sending me its packets. Similarly, if I say to the access point that I am ABC machine, the access point will also transmitting ABC packets to my machine, and hence I'll become the man in the middle in ARP poisoning, right? So this is how ARP poisoning is done. You have to understand the protocol first, and how the attack is done. Command is very simple. It's a one line command, but first you have to understand what is the theory behind this command, right? So first of all, you have to understand how the packets are transmitting and how we are doing this attack and what is the ARP resolution protocol is. So ARP, as I told you before, ARP table is a table in which IPs and MAC addresses are maintained. Let me show it to you as well. So these tables are also maintained in each device as well. So if I'll do CMD and I'll do ARP A, it will show me all the tables. So as you can see uh, over here, there's an internet address which is IP, and at the front of it there is a physical address which is the MAC address, right? So this is how ARP table is maintained. ARP table is maintained in router as well as each device, so devices can communicate with each other as well. Like if I want to ping my phone from my laptop, I can do it. So if I'll do ping and I'll type the IP of my uh, mobile or my phone, I can receive ping request over here. So this is what a ARP resolution protocol is. You should know the theory behind man in the middle attack, right? So this is what the man in the middle attack is, and in the man in the middle attack, the specific attack which we are doing is ARP resolution protocol attack, which is known as ARP poisoning. So this is what the attack is, and in the next video we are going to perform this attack on captive portal and see how we can receive request and all the passwords and usernames through this man in the middle attack, right? So the command we are going to use for this attack is known as ethercap. Notice first we have to connect to this access point, and this open access point. I have just connected my wireless adapter with this access point, so it's an open access point, so we can directly connect to it, but we cannot do surfing or anything. We cannot connect with internet uh, with this network. As you can see over here, it's written this network may require you to log in to use the internet. So if I click anywhere, it will redirect me to the login page. As you can see, it's redirecting me to the login page. So the command we are going to use is ethercap. uh, through this command we are going to do a man in the middle attack. So let's just do TQ, which means text mode and inquiet, and with mode or the method, it's ARP remote, and then we have to give the interface WLAN 0, and then we have to give 3 slash. So all the devices, we want to do the attack in all the devices connected to this access point. So any device which is currently connected or which will going to connect to this network will send packet to our attacker machine, right? So the command is ethercap. TQ is in text and in quiet, and M is for mode, and we are doing ARP poisoning. So M is ARP and in remote. and then we have to give the interface with I option WLAN 0 and 3 slashes so that all the packets are received on our attacker machine, right? So let's just hit enter. So as you can see, it's showing us our poisoning victims, group 1 any, all the hosts in the list, and group 2 all the hosts in the list. So all the packets from the access point we are going to receive, and all the packets from the clients connected to it, we are also going to receive these packets as well. So let me move into my Windows machine and try to, let's just first open Wireshark as well, so that we are able to see the packets. As you can see, we are receiving a lot of traffic, so let's just filter it with HTTP. So now we are only receiving packets with HTTP. Let me move into my Windows machine and try to connect. So now I'm in my Windows machine, and let's just try to connect with ABC Hotel. And now it's showing me the authentication page. So let's just enter the details. And now I am able to connect to the internet, right? Okay, now let's just move into our Kali machine and see what packets we have received. So these are the packets we have received till now. So let's just look for the post packet, since the data in HTML form is transferred in post format. So let's just look at the from the from the bottom. So over here there is a post packet, and let's just look into this packet. So all right, as you can see, uh, doing man in the middle attack and just opening Wireshark to capture packets, we have received the username and the password for the captive. So what we did is we just did the man in the middle attack, and then just waited for any user to connect to this access point, and we captured those packets, and in those packets we have received the username and the password. So this is how captive portal works, and this is how we can attack on captive portal. So if you remember the WPA2 personal protocol, which uses a static password, and by static password what I mean is all the users can connect with the same password, right? So in WPA personal we have a single password which can be used in all the devices. So this scenario is not good for large organizations. So suppose there are hundreds of employees in the organization, and if an employee leave that organization, he or she will still be able to connect with the network if we are using WPA2 personal. So this scenario is not good for large organization where there are hundreds of employees. So here comes WPA2 Enterprise. So in WPA2 Enterprise, we have a dynamic username and password. And by dynamic, what I mean is each user will have a separate username and password. So all the users in organization will have a different username and password, right? So let me show you what I mean. So over here, as you can see, I have a network with ABC organization. So I'll try to connect with this network. So over here, as you can see, it's asking me for the username as well as for the password, right? So this organization is using WPA2 Enterprise. So only in Enterprise, it will ask you for the username and password. Uh, So now let's see how enterprise work. So there is a concept of radius server in which all the username and passwords are stored, right? And if someone tries to connect with this network, they have to enter their username and password, right? So once they will enter their username and password, the access point will confirm their username and password with the radius server. And if radius server if they have an account on radius server, if their account exists on radius server and that account is active, only then they can allow to connect with this network. So in that scenario, if an employee leave the organization, we can disable their account, so all the other users can access the network with the similar manner, and they will not be affected with any change made on a single person, right? So this is how enterprise solution work. In the next video, we are going to see how we can hack this network. So the WPA2 enterprise network is totally encrypted, so we cannot sniff this network. So like in captive portal, the network was open, and we were able to connect to this network, and we were able to perform man in the middle attack. Over here, the network is totally encrypted, so we cannot perform any of those attacks over here, right? So before doing anything else, we have to enter the username and password. So the way we can hack this network is by creating a fake access point with the enterprise encryption, right? So we will create a fake access point with enterprise encryption, like the encryption over here in the legitimate access point, where we have to enter the username and password. We will create a fake access point with similar manner. So in the fake access point, we have to enter the username and password in a similar manner. So we will create a fake access point first of all, then we will de-authenticate the legitimate access point, right? So we will create a fake access point with enterprise encryption, and then we will de-authenticate the legitimate network, right? So this is how we are going to attack on WPA2 enterprise network. In the next video, we are going to see what tools we are going to use to attack on this network, and then we will attack on WPA2 enterprise network. So now we are going to see how we can hack WPA2 enterprise. So the tool we are going to use is known as host apt dash WPE. So let's just first download this tool. So we can download it using apt get install host apt dash WPE. So it's already installed in my system, but it will take few seconds to install. So after installing this tool, you have to edit the host apt file. So let's just edit this file. So I'll edit in leafpad. So the file is in etc host apt dash WPE, and the file name is host apt dash WPE config file, right? So let's just hit enter, and all the other things will remain same. Like over here, the interface, you can change the interface if you are using some different interface, but I'm using WLAN 0, so I'll keep it as it is. And the SSID name which I'm going to change is ABC organization, on which I'm going to attack. And you can change the channel number if you want, but I'll keep as it is, and all the other things will remain same. So let's just save it and close it, and we are going to use host host apd dash wpe, and then we have to type the file name host apd dash wpe, and then we have to enter the file name host apd config file. So this is how we are going to attack on the ABC organization network, which is a WPA2 enterprise network. So before doing this, let me show you one another thing. Uh, in all the previous video, we were using alpha wireless adapter, but in this video, I'm using N300 adapter, because alpha adapter does not support AP mode. Let me show you. Uh, so, so if you check your alpha adapter over here in the supported interfaces mode, AP mode is not available in alpha wireless adapter. So I'm using a different wireless adapter which is known as N300. So if your alpha wireless adapter support this mode, you can use alpha adapter, or you have to change your adapter for this specific attack, right? So let's just perform this attack now. So we were using host apd-wpe, and then we have to give the file name over here. So let's just hit enter. And if you get this error, you have to turn off your network manager. So let's just do it. And let's just do airmonk check kill as well. Okay, so that's done. Now let's rerun this attack. So this was the command. Let's just hit enter. All right. So as you can see, now the AP is enabled and the SSID with ABC organization is started. Now you have to perform another attack, for which you need another wireless adapter. So you can use Air Replay to perform deauthentication attack, but I'm not going to do it right now. You have to perform it on your actual network when you are going to attack. So right now I'm going to show what will happen when the user will enter username and password in this ABC organization network, right? So let's just move into our Windows machine. So right now I'm on my Windows machine. So let's just try to enter username and password. So let's just enter user and then password. Press OK. Now let's just move into our uh, Kali machine. So as you can see in my Kali machine, when I entered the username and password, I have got the username as it is, but we were not able to get the password in the text format. Because if you remember the protocol which we studied before, in the protocol, and the WPA2 protocol does not send password directly in the packets, right? So this is how it works in the enterprise as well. So for cracking the password, we have to attack it with the dictionary, right? So in the next video, I'm going to show you how we can use this challenge and response to crack the password, right? In the previous video, we have seen how we can create the fake access point with enterprise encryption, and then how we can get this username and challenge and response. In this video, we are going to see how we can convert this challenge and response into actual password by using dictionary, right? So the tool we are going to use is known as sleep. right? Let's just do help first. So these are the help option. So we are going to use C for challenge, R for response, and W for the dictionary, right? So let's just do asleep again with C, and let's just copy the challenge and paste it over here, and then we will use R for response and then copy the response, paste it over here, and then we will use capital W for dictionary, and the dictionary I have saved on root. So the dictionary name is word list, and let's just hit enter. So asleep is the tool name, and C option is for challenge, R is for response, and W is for the word list, right? So let's just hit enter. So as you can see, after running this tool with challenge and response and with the word list, we have found the password over here. So the username was user1 and the password enter was test123. So this is how you are going to attack on WPA2 enterprise network. So in this video, we are going to discuss few special scenarios and few special problems which we are going to face. So let's just start it. So suppose if you want to attack a network which is not coming into your adapter range, and for some reason you cannot move your attacking machine, right? So this is scenario one, and in the next section I'm going to give you the solution as well. So right now I'm just discussing the scenarios, in which scenarios you can use this solution which I'm going to provide right now, right? So the scenario one is where you cannot move your machine and the adapter and the attacking access point is not fully coming into your range, right? So you are not able to capture the four-way handshake, and you are not able to perform the jamming as well, uh, right? So the scenario two is you want to crack password in few hours by dictionary, and at the same time you want to perform other attack as well, or you want to perform parallel attacks, right? This is scenario two. Or in the third scenario, if you want to jam any network for a few hours but you cannot use your own system to do it. So suppose if you are in an organization where you cannot use your own system and you want to jam the network, you can use this solution which I'm going to show you, right? So, and the scenario four is you want to perform multiple attacks on multiple networks at the same time, right? So these are few scenarios which you can come across in your pen testing career. So the solution is we are going to create a special hardware that can provide solution to the above mentioned scenarios, right? So we will create a hardware that we can use to solve the above mentioned scenarios, right? So in the next video, I'm going to show you what this hardware is and how we are going to create it. So to create the hardware, we need few things. First of all, we need Raspberry Pi 3B or 3B plus. Now, if you don't know what Raspberry Pi is, in the next section, I'm going to explain each and everything about Raspberry Pi and what Raspberry Pi is, how we are going to use in pen testing, and what software we are going to use on Raspberry Pi. So don't worry about it. So I'm going to explain each and everything about Raspberry Pi, right? So we need Raspberry Pi 3B or 3B plus. We need a casing of Raspberry Pi. It's not required, but it's recommended. And the other thing we need is 2 or 3 Wi-Fi adapters with antennas. Then we need power bank and micro USB cable. So these are the required things. I'm going to show you these things in the next video as well. So Don't worry about Raspberry Pi. I'm going to explain each and everything about it. You need all those things to create that hardware. If you want to follow, you can purchase these hardwares, and I'm going to show you how we are going to create this hardware in the next video. So these are the hardware we are going to use. First of all, Raspberry Pi. So Raspberry Pi has one Ethernet port and four USB port, and it has built-in Wi-Fi as well. It has micro USB port over here and HDMI port as well. At the bottom there is a micro SD card option which act as a hard drive. So it is the same Raspberry Pi with the casing over here. So casing is not required, but it's recommended. So it is the same Raspberry Pi. And the next thing is alpha wireless adapter, which we are using throughout our series. So it has 5 dBi antenna. So we are going to use this as well, and two other adapters as well. So it is the same adapter with the same chip, but it's a 3 dBi antenna, and I'm using another adapter as well. It has 5 dBi antenna. So we are going to use these three types of wireless adapter as well. And the next thing is power bank. You can use any power bank. I'm using this one. So this is a little uh, light one, and this is a micro USB cable. So these are the things which we are going to use to create the hardware. So what is Raspberry Pi? The Raspberry Pi is a series of small single-board computers developed in United Kingdom by the Raspberry Pi Foundation to promote the teaching of basic computer science in schools and in developing countries, right? This definition is from Wikipedia. So what actually Raspberry Pi is? Raspberry Pi is a fully functional computer. It is just like your home computer. You can plug in your USB keyboard and USB mouse and monitor with it and start using it, right? So it's nothing different than your home computer. It's just in small in size and cheaper, right? So it's used in electronic projects, and you will need power supply to power it and micro SD card, and so micro SD card will act as a hard drive for it, right? So Raspberry Pi is a computer in small in size, and you can use it as your home computer. It's nothing different. So in the next video, I'm going to show you what components are in Raspberry Pi, and where we can plug in our monitor, and where we can plug in our USB keyboard and mouse, and how we can use internet on it, right? So I'm going to give you a complete detail of Raspberry Pi in the next video. Components of Raspberry Pi. So there are four USB ports over here, as you can see on Raspberry Pi board. So these four USB ports can be used in connecting our USB mouse and USB keyboard, as well as our wireless adapters. And there is one Ethernet port on Raspberry Pi board, and there is one HDMI port, so we can connect our monitor with it. So one end of the HDMI cable will be in Raspberry Pi, and one end will be in our monitor. And there is micro USB port over here, so we can power it with our micro USB port. It requires 5 volt of power, right? So these are the components on the front of the board, and at the back there is micro SD card uh, slot, so we can plug in our micro SD card. Micro SD card act like a hard drive in Raspberry Pi. So in the next video, I'm going to show you the tools we are going to install on micro SD card, and how we can install operating system on micro SD card. So don't plug in your micro SD card right now in your Raspberry Pi. First, we will install a Raspberry Pi operating system on micro SD card. Then we will plug in micro SD card into Raspberry Pi, right? So in the next video, we are going to write operating system on micro SD card, and then we will plug in into Raspberry Pi. So before plugging our micro SD card into Raspberry Pi, we have to install the operating system of Raspberry Pi into micro SD card. For that, we need few tools. So let's just download these tools. So the first thing we need is SD card formatter. So let's just click it. And this is the tool which we are going to use, SD card formatter. So you have to download it. I have already downloaded it. And the second tool you need is uh, Win32 disk imager. So this is a tool which we are going to use for writing the operating system into the micro SD card. So you have to need this tool as well. So this is the tool which we are going to use, Win32 disk imager. And the last thing which we need is Raspberry Pi operating system. This is the link provided in the resources, so you can download it from it. So this is the operating system which we are going to use. So there are two versions. One is light and the other one is a desktop. So we are going to use a GUI interface. So we have to download the desktop version. So you can download it in torrent as well as in zip format. So let's just start it. First of all, we will plug in our micro SD card with our laptop or our SD card reader. So I have already plugged it. Let's just open SD card formatter. And you have to select the SD card over here. So it's showing me over here. And then you have to go into options and you have to select full erase and you have to turn on the adjustment size, right? So click OK and then click on format and then click OK. So it will start formatting it. So the format is done. Now let's just exit it. Now we will open Win32 disk imager and we will select the operating system which I already downloaded it. You have to download it and then you have to unzip it. I have already done it on my desktop. So I'll just select it. I'll select it over here. And as you can see, my SD card drive, micro SD card drive is already selected. So all I have to do is click on write. And you have to make sure everything is right. Then you have to click on yes. And it will start writing it. It will take few minutes to write it. So you have to wait it. So the operating system is successfully written on micro SD card. Now we can plug in this micro SD card into Raspberry Pi and then we can plug in our USB keyboard and USB mouse with it and monitor through HDMI port, and then we can install the Raspbian operating system into Raspberry Pi. It's an easy process. The installation is very easy, so I'm not going to show it, but in the next video I'm going to give you an overview of Raspbian operating system. So make sure you install this operating system on your own. It's an easy process. It won't take that much time. So in the next video we are going to see how the operating system looks, and then we will install few other tools on Raspbian. Thank you. So this is how Raspbian operating system looks like. Over here there are few already installed tools like Python and Sonic Pi, etc. So you can use these tools as well on these operating system. there is Chrome browser as well. So first of all you have to do is you have to open terminal and do sudo get apt get update like we do in Kali Linux. So Raspbian Pi is also built on Debian flavor of Linux. So it uses same command. That's our advantage. So I'm not going to do it, but you have to do it once you finish up with the installation. Then you have to install VNC tools, uh, which I'm going to show you. So you have to install a real VNC server and real VNC viewer. So let's just hit enter. So I've already installed these tools, but you have to install it. After installing these tools, we can directly connect with our Wi-Fi router without using monitor or uh, our USB keyboard and mouse. I'll show you in a moment. So after installing these tools, make sure you are also connected with the wireless access point of your home router. So I'm already connected with it, and you have to also enable VNC from accessories, sorry, preferences, Raspberry Pi configuration, and then you have to click on interfaces and make sure VNC is enabled, right? Then click OK. So now you can unplug your monitor as well as your keyboard and mouse, and we will connect Raspbian Pi on our laptop without using keyboard and mouse, and we will use it through our laptop, right? So after installing these tools, shut down your Raspbian Pi and unplug your monitor and your keyboard, and then replug your Wi-Fi, your power adapter which you are using on Raspbian Pi without any monitor or keyboard. And then in the next video I'm going to show you how we can get the view of same Raspbian operating system on our laptop, right? So let me shut down it. So to view Raspberry Pi on your laptop, you need two different tools. The first one is Advanced IP Scanner, and the next tool is VNC Viewer. So let's just click on it, and you can download this tool over here. I have already downloaded it, and the VNC Viewer tool, you can also download it. I have already downloaded these two tools. So let's just start with Advanced IP Scanner. So let me open Advanced IP Scanner. You can install it and also run it directly uh, in a portable version. So I'll just run it, and you can put your IP range over here. I have put it mine IP range which my home router is using, and I'll scan. And by the way, I have just unplugged my monitor and my keyboard from Raspberry Pi, and I have just plugged in the power adapter with it. So the Raspberry Pi is right now running without monitor and keyboard, right? So let's just scan it so that we will get the IP of our Raspberry Pi, because we are not connected with monitor, and we have already connected our home router with Raspberry Pi. So as you can see over here, I have got the IP of Raspberry Pi, So we will start VNC viewer, and over here I'll type this IP, right? So it's asking me for the username and password. So remember, you have to put the username and password which you selected when you installed the Raspbian operating system. So the default username and password is pi. Pi is the username and the password is raspberry. So let's hit OK. So as you can see, Raspberry Pi is connected with our laptop without any monitor or keyboard. So we can use our laptop keyboard and mouse with it. And as you can see on the top, I have just placed it somewhere else uh, in my house so that I'm getting the view from it. So So this is how we are going to use Raspberry Pi for the few next sections, and we will install a few other tools so that we can perform our pen testing with Raspberry Pi. So in the next video, we are going to install few tools on it. So in this video, we are going to install Kali tools on Raspbian. So this is the link through which we are going to download all the tools. Uh, so let's first just download this repository. So I'll click on copy over here, and let's just download it on our desktop. So we will do get clone, and we will download this link. So it's downloaded. Now let's just move into this directory and let's do ls. So this is the file. So let's just do Python and run this tool. So as you can see, it's giving us options to add all Kali repositories and update. And second is to view the categories. Let's just first view the categories by option 2. So we can download all the tools, or we can download from specific categories. So let's just download the wireless tools first. So let's just select option 3, and over here it's giving us the option to download specific tools like Aircrack-ng, Asleep, Bluelog, etc. Or at the bottom it's giving us option 0 to download all the wireless attacking tools. So to keep it simple, I'll just download Aircrack-ng, but you can download all the tools. So I'll just select first option. So Aircrack-ng is on number 1, so I have just selected number 1 and hit enter. So you can do yes, continue, and then you have to press yes again. So it's downloading Aircrack-ng for me. Let's do Control C and see if we have downloaded Aircrack-ng. And as you can see, it has downloaded all the Aircrack. So I have Aircrack-ng base, all those tools, Aerodump, ng, etc. So let's just download River as well. So let me run this command again. So sudo python and the tool name, and then I'll select category 2, view as category, and then I'll select wireless attack on number 3, and I'll select 26 for river. So you can download all the tools, or you can download the specific required tools which you want. So this is how we install all the Kali tools on our Raspbian. And in the next video, we are going to see how we can use these tools to attack the different networks. So right now you can see I'm connected with my Raspberry Pi through VNC, and at the top left, at the top right, you can see that Raspberry Pi is connected with power bank only, and there are two extra Wi-Fi adapter, and there is no monitor or keyboard. So this is how we are connected with Raspberry Pi, and I have placed Raspberry Pi uh, near the access point which I want to attack. So over here you can see that I'm connected with VNC with Raspberry Pi. So let's first do if config, and over here you can see there are three wireless adapters, WLAN 0, WLAN 1 and WLAN 2. So WLAN 0 is a built-in Wi-Fi adapter in Raspberry Pi, and through which I'm connected with my access point, my home access point, and my laptop is also connected with the same access point. So this is making a connection between my laptop and the Raspberry Pi through my own home access point, right? So this is how I'm making a connection through VNC. And the other two are the external Wi-Fi adapter which we are going to use in hacking, right? The reason for using two adapter is that these two adapters are antenna based adapter, and if you are not getting good signal through the built-in adapter of Raspberry Pi, you can connect one of the adapter with your home access point, and the next you can use for hacking, right? So this is the reason for using two different adapters. So you have to remember that you have to type sudo before any command. This is how it works in Raspberry, because you don't have root access on Raspberry. So you can get the root access, it's not that difficult, but we are not going to go into that much detail. So we will just use sudo command before any of our command which we are going to type, right? Alright, now let's just convert one of our card into monitor mode. So first of all, we have to do sudo if config WLAN 1 down, and we will do sudo iwconfig WLAN 1 mode monitor, right? And now we will do sudo if config WLAN 1 up, so that our card comes up. Sorry, I just did it on LAN 2, it should be on LAN 1. Alright, now let's just do iwconfig. So as you can see, WLAN 1 is in monitor mode. So we can use this card to perform all the attacks right now. So first of all, we will start with WPS enabled networks. So we will see how we can attack on WPS enabled networks. So the command we are going to use is the same command river, but we have to use it with sudo. So first of all, let's do wash to check all the WPS enabled networks. So as you can see, these are all the enabled networks with WPS, and those with no option are not logged, and we can attack on those. And the attack we are going to perform today is on this network, TP-Link network. So let's just do it. So let me do Control C, and we will use river with sudo, and we have to give BSS ID. Let's just do help to check the options as well. Right? So we only have to give the BSS ID, and you can refer to help if you don't remember these options. Like I don't always remember these options, so I always check these options in help. So let's just do sudo river, and then we have to do BSS ID. So this is the BSS ID over here. Let's just copy it and paste it over here, and let's just hit enter. Sorry, I just forgot to give the interface. So it's WLAN 1. So as you can see, the attack has started. So in that way you can attack a WPS enabled network through Raspberry Pi, and all you can do all the attacks which we perform through our Kali machine. You can perform all these type of attack using Raspberry Pi as well, right? So right now I'm just showing the example of WPS, and in the next video I'm going to show you WPA2 personal protocol and how we can attack this protocol using Raspberry Pi. So in this video, we are going to capture four-way handshake through Raspberry Pi, and then we can perform dictionary attack and all the other types of attack on using four-way handshake, right? So first of all, we will capture four-way handshake using Raspberry Pi. So as you can see, my device is still connected without monitor. On the right corner, you can see it, and I'm using two external Wi-Fi adapters. So if I do if config, so as you can see, there are three different Wi-Fi adapter. One is built-in and two are the external Wi-Fi adapters. So if I'll do IW config, you can see that WLAN 1 is in monitor mode right now. So let's just do arrow dump to check the to check the access point around our vicinity. So let's just do sudo arrow dump WLAN 1. Alright, so as you can see, these are the network available. Let's just do control C, and the network we are going to attack is this one, right? So let's just do arrow dump again. We have to do it with sudo, so you don't forget to add sudo before any command. So arrow dump, and then we have to give the PSS ID like we always do. Let's just copy it and paste it, and then we have to give the channel. The channel is 4, and then we will write it in 4-way, and you can give any name, right? And then we have to also do show acknowledge, and at the last we can pass our uh, monitor mode interface. So the command is very simple. We have to type sudo before any command, then arrow dump, then we have to give the BSS ID, and after that we have to give the channel number, and then we have to give the write option, and then after that we have to give the file name, and we are giving show acknowledge, so that when we will perform deauthentication attack after this command, we will get four-way handshake at the top. So everything looks fine. So let's just hit enter. And let's perform the authentication attack. So as you know, we use air replay, and we are performing broadcast deauthentication attack. So we just have to give the uh, BSS ID of the access point, and then we have to give the interface, and let's just hit enter. Sorry, I just forgot to add sudo. So always add sudo before any command. Let's just hit enter. All right. So as you can see at the top, as I just performed the broadcast the authentication attack, I just received the four-way handshake over here at the top. So let's just cancel it, and let's just do Control C. So now we can use this file to perform dictionary attack. We can copy this file from Raspberry Pi to our laptop, or we can perform the attack in the Raspberry Pi as well. So this is how you get the four-way handshake using Raspberry Pi. So how can you secure your own wireless network? First of all, always use WPA WPA2 personal protocol instead of WEP, because WEP is not secure, as you have seen in the previous lectures. So make sure you are using WPA WPA2 personal. It's recommended. And if you are in a large organization, try to use WPA WPA2 enterprise, right? So these two protocols are recommended, and make sure you are using personal or enterprise protocol instead of WEP, right? Another thing you have to make sure is, if you are using WPA2 personal, you should use a strong password. And by strong password, what I mean is your password shouldn't be in the dictionary, right? So as you have seen in the lectures, we have performed dictionary attack, and the passwords which are in dictionary, uh, they always come up, and your network will never be secure using a weak password or the passwords which are in dictionary, right? Next thing you can do to make your access point secure is you have to disable WPS pin, right? So as you can see, I have disabled my WPS pin so that WPS attacks don't work on this access point, right? So you have to make sure your WPS pin is disabled. You are using strong password if you are using WPA2 personal, and if you are using WPA enterprise, still you have to make sure your password is strong, right? So these are few points through which you can make your access point more secure. So if you're watching this bonus section, that means you have completed one or more courses. So in this bonus section, I'm going to tell you about my other courses as well. So the first course is about DJ Spark, and DJ Spark is a microcontroller. So I'm using microcontroller for penetration testing in real world hacking scenario. So you can know more about this course by going on to the page of this course. The second course is about practical hacking undetectable malware. So in this course, I'm going to tell you about how I'm creating the malware which can bypass any antivirus, right? So this course is all about it and defense against this type of malware, right? The third course is about Wi-Fi hacking. So it's a complete series of Wi-Fi hacking. In this course, I am telling you about the wireless protocols and how these protocols work and the vulnerabilities in these protocols, right? And the other course is about man in the middle attack. So you can know all about man in the middle attacks in this course. This course is for basic till advanced level, so you can know all about man in the middle attacks. And the last course is also about MITM attacks using Raspberry Pi. But this course is an expert level course, so you should have done a basic to advanced course before doing MITM advanced level course through Raspberry Pi, right? So these are the other courses which you can get on the platform. So you can download this HTML file from the resources, and you can get the courses on the discounted price, right? I'm also showing you the coupon code below, right? You can join our Facebook page and subscribe our YouTube channel for knowing the latest trends in penetration testing.